Ladies and gentlemen, you haven't missed a thing. We're at the point in time where people have not started stabbing themselves yet. It's going to be a knife round between War Esports and EHOME. What the hell does Fjorn... What? I don't know why... Do it, Fjorn. There you go. As he tries to do a 180 the entire time, it is going to be first of all the stabbing, starting in favor of the site of EHOME. So we're going to see ourselves whatever site they want to play on. This is, by the way, the pick of Roar. And recently, when we take a look how EHOME has performed on this map, it was quite not so satisfying, quite not so great. This map, statistically speaking, has done most of the time worked actually for the lads of EHOME. 6 times they've won it, 6 times they've lost at Roar. Recently, against Eclipse, they couldn't dominate. The funny part is, the team of Roar Esports is the only team that right now in Group B has played against Eclipse. After that match, the team of Eclipse actually forfeited from the tournament. With that being said, especially recently throughout April, there was no time where Roar actually dominated on this map, except once against Fierce Tigers. So in total, I'm not quite sure if that is going to be too easy, especially as EHOME has taken teams like Max, Flash, and also Gozu out on a map like here Inferno. So I personally feel that we might have ourselves a game that will not be so easy as Roar might expect it to be. I personally feel we're also going to have a game with a lot of breaks again, as somehow in Agent CS, very often something does not work with the VPN or so. First of all, we're going to see Merrick waiting for his teammate Insane to give him the call to now rotate over, as Insane already found himself one. Certainly starts to not hit a thing anymore. Rotation back. And they play it safe back on site. Not even interested. And as it goes, it seems to be kind of portentous. As towards the B sites, the 9mm shots are getting in. Insane is not finding himself. Oh, I just wanted to say not finding himself getting shot, but then in the end, Insane gets dinked down to 10 HP as the 9mm from Fetna. It's extremely accurate at that point. 40 more seconds. The time is ticking away, and so it's got to be Ethan to make some noise on the A side to keep one rotating player called X-Pro on the side of A. He doesn't do so. They don't find themselves a frag yet, but they got the smoke to pop towards CT, and suddenly it will be alone and Insane as well as in Merrick. As he holds himself back in the sight, doesn't want to be exposed. Needs to do the peek right now, finds himself one, but not the second, as that could have been very good impact. Either way, Roar just wanted to say they're on the man disadvantage, but suddenly turns around as Vadim hits him just right there through the smoke, which makes it all go harder. Furshitz gets himself that one. Ethan back behind the cement backs, but now Furshitz goes for the aggressive towards Grill. Has to find himself towards Banana, but there he cannot connect the shots, and that makes it also hard now. X-Pro, you got no kit, you gotta do it finally, and he doesn't see the head down, he pops it. And logically, Ethan doesn't even take the aggression. He doesn't lose his head. But probably due to explosion radius, he will lose his life. Roar with a very tight first round, securing themselves #1 on the board. And now, logically, the question I have, and you might be confused as well, I remember everyone except Best Lowly. Great. And logically, his names are not helping me out anyway as well. So, I mean, it's a bit difficult for me. Let's take a look at this. We have X-Pro, check. Okay, we have Karsa. I don't know if who of them is Karsa. Those rosters are very confusing sometimes, because one guy said that there might have been like an account change. Karsa plays here, but Karsa is like somehow not playing on his main account. Insane. First, it's confusing. I have to live with it. Either way, first of all, EHOME have to live with a player less, as X-Pro has already been taken out of this. nothing happens. A comparatively slow approach is incoming. We're gonna see how it will go. Something very usual in the Asian CS scene. It happens more than in the European one or North American. Force rounds and ecos are quite efficient. And there, first of all, we're going to see Insane making it work there against Fjorn from the site. First one incoming, and that brings us down to Furshitz as well as America. 3 versus 2. Furshitz silently moves onto the site. Could get the bomb planter, and does do so. That costs him a lot of time. But there's no time. Furshitz can actually take down 2 or survive the last 17 seconds. Roar a little bit under pressure here, but in the end, we're able to find themselves the second. And so it will be EHOME going for that eco, a classic kind of setup we're seeing either way. And as it goes, that shouldn't be too tough at that point in time. So now achieve something proper. 3-0 is a good start from it, and from then on, I mean, it's your map pick. You should know how to play your T site. We have a good buy onto the EHOME site, and especially a strong individual like they have it with themselves. As this man is called Marek from Taiwan. I personally feel there could be a little bit of a change right here, and with that change that might occur in the following round, we're first of all going to see how EHOME will not take that round number 3 possibly, except they have some super secret strategy, but that doesn't seem to be the case. One more to find, Vadip gets him. And if you're kind of surprised, and if you're asking, what kind of roster is this? What do I actually see in Roar Esports? That's a very interesting one, because you might have asked yourself, wait, they're not all Chinese in Roar? And yes, they are not all Chinese. They have 2 guys called Vadim as well as Fed9, which I lovely call Fed. Fedor Vasiliev. Vasiliev? Yeah, I actually said it right. I didn't butcher a name. Oh, success. And both of them are actually Russian, so unfortunately I couldn't really contact them. The time zones don't really allow to have a proper conversation when we both have normal times. First of all, though, Insane fully flashed finds himself one that instantly gets taken out by a fast-paced wind. So it's going to be a 4 versus 4 after just 20 seconds. And to come back at the war topic real quick, probably the language is Russian. As far as I know, Roar Esports also lives together all in the house. A guy like Vadim, as I mentioned, the Russian guy, he used to play at LGD, for example. He used to play at 5 Frags. Some orcs you might know if you're in the lower tier Counter-Strike scene involved. And I'm sure we're having someone in the chat who's 12 times smarter than me and knows 7 million times more about Asian CS than I do. You can tell me, no, Caster, you're so dumb and so wrong. They're all speaking Chinese or something. I don't know. I can tell you. Either way, first of all, we're seeing Ethan finding himself the frag there onto me slowly. That means that X-Pro as well as Marek having a little bit of a tough task here on the hand. Retake on that A site, because the angles Roar have picked to themselves a good crossfire. Ethan is checking that Vadim doesn't get killed. Vadim checks that no one jumps onto Ethan. So easy job here right now. Marek running away from this towards the B site. As most of the players have something along the lines of $100, $300 back in their wallets. And so you logically can't do much about it. You'll not be able to buy something up in the following round. And with that being said, stick to your single M4. Maybe he can do the change. Maybe he can kill 1 or 2 and then find a team. A few nice guns, making it all more and more possible. And later on today, besides that, Roar Esports versus EHOME best of 2. We got ourselves also a match between S5 Absolute, the Japanese guys, versus those lads from Indonesia. Reka. There goes the possible success for the ZZ. Didn't say being Molotov. Yeah, he does. Okay. Look for a second like there. Molotov doesn't hit its target, but slowly with one, and that's logically risky. Insane. He dings himself that and makes him an easy target at first hits. With the fact of the Fjorn bringing the man advantage right now onto EHOME, with Merrick finding that one as well. So it's getting a little bit problematic as only 110 points of health are back on the side of Roar. Both players with Russian origin somehow need to do the job. That will logically not be the easiest of a task. So be slowly is probably the one denying the aggression very, very soon in the game. As that 4-0 could have extended to 5-0, but the ZZs did their job right. And as usual, brought the players to asking themselves, why is this gun still in the game? Now, first of all, Vadim still has the option to do it in 15 seconds. But as we talked about it, the ZZ does its job. So it will be nothing else than just that 1-4 scoreline now suddenly occurring as we had Roar having a 4-0. Goodbye, nothing really to worry about, and then EHOME starts to use the ZZs right. Who will win at the end? In the end, one team. Or we maybe have a tie. That's also a legitimate option. First of all, though, we see Nano aggression with... Oh no, a first hit fully blind from his teammate, and a Win still having the opportunity to kill him somehow. Behind the wall, no chance. And so it's got to be Vadim, Fjorn, and Ethan trying their best. And the most crucial thing right now is to keep X-Pro back on the side of A. So it's down to Ethan to make some kind of great smoke. I mean, popping one towards balcony would be a legitimate option. First of all, he's straying around in the apartment. He definitely saw the head there of B slowly, and that makes X-Pro a little bit more cautious right here. In other news, he doesn't want to take the risk. Understandable. Bentet back for Reka. It's a lie. It obviously is. He baited me there. First of all, seems like the bait also works here with Fjorn as Vadim then finds the instant frag. That bomb's going to go down, and Merrick, his team has a good bunch of money left back in the bank for at least one additional round to play a goodbye. Is he going to be the one that will now make it possible for EHOME, as he himself is the best individual right now on the server, talking about the rating for a long term. Moves around, comes close to the hay wagon. Smoke pops, right direction it goes, to the top left he might expect Vadim. There's no chance, Merrick in the crossfire, Merrick taken down, the 5-1 is there, and EHOME after 4 rounds, and so a 4-round losing bonus. This is coming down to just basically flying through this, getting all the guns you like. The M4 we see already onto 2, should get the rest onto them as well. The problem that will now occur after this one is, unfortunately, if Roar is figuring out a way to take the 6th, that we see Merrick and co having nothing on the board, economically speaking. And having nothing on the board, economically speaking, logically makes you not only feel very uncomfortable, it will also give your opponent a good bunch of opportunities to grab that momentum, to easily go on the sides. We had the only round successful for EHOME being majorly dominated by ZZs, which is basically representing the state of Counter-Strike somehow. But it looks kind of sinister for the CT so far. It's not their map pick, so it's kind of fine, but at least want to try your best to play by the book, to be on the scene and to be forearmed, but the initial situation for EHOME, that's far away from brilliant, as now Vadim first needs to be aware of Insane. He should have known that angle. What was that patience there on Insane? The only ZZ player, which is the unfortunate part, and there Merrick. He comes in from CT, finds himself the first, and what was kind of odd, when you see that smoke, you should have seen for which angle it was dropped. As it was pretty much straight 90 degrees to the wall to his right. As that was the case, I personally feel that's kind of worrying. You don't have that kind of awareness sometimes, but logically, we're human, we're doing mistakes, but with 22 seconds, no mistakes allowed to take it on this site. If that Molotov up, he slowly would have worked earlier. He finds himself too. He needs to move out, and Ethan makes it work right now as he's still on his own and has to grab the bomb in time. 10 seconds he has, goes for the safe plant, and against American first shoots, he might get himself a very uncomfortable situation. Flashbang doesn't do its job right. Ethan has to look onto the other sites. And there it comes, the 2-5 of Roar Esports not having the control in round number 7, as it could have been the case, but when you go so late onto any of the sites, you logically build a lot of pressure onto yourself.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
The site take was not the worst. The side take was not the worst, but on the other side, when you build it with so much pressure and when you know that there's a clock working against you, it's a whole lot of different feeling. That logically could bring the side of EHOME at least a little bit of safety. On the CT side, some might say it is easier to play on that. We can all argue about it. You know, we can all say, no, T side is better because you can do better executions. Just to give you a kind of idea, EHOME is statistically the 4 times they've played in the last 3 months. Many times better. I mean, 61% of the rounds EHOME has picked up on Inferno were terrorist rounds. To give you a kind of idea, that's how it works with the team. First of all, when everyone is fully blind, just wide in front of their eyes, it's so insane. Coming in for the coffins, should be able to hear those steps and locate a few. The coffins, he shoots. For the coffins, he doesn't hit too much. Whilst his teammate be slowly applying pressure to the wound. Now, they want to do it all coordinated together. Just waiting for the call. First it's going for the flashbang anytime soon. You see the CTs. They have a kind of good idea because somehow the majority of the players are blind. Same goes for Insane though, unfortunately, as he didn't react in time and properly to that. Now this brings us down to win. Fat is coming out and finding himself free. Oh, that was a spray down here from Fed, and that brings the Roar site to 6th on the board and also throws EHOME into a situation where your wallet is looking dark and sinister, where you don't find a proper bill left back there. Logically, welcome to everyone joining in. My name is Sesht. I hope you enjoyed so far. With that being said, seems like Roar is enjoying it so far very much. As that was a painful shot by Ver, as he peeked for a millisecond, suddenly said, I want to press left click. Finds a shot onto Fjorn, gives EHOME the man advantage. With that man advantage, they might make it work. There, we have ourselves a ding to Vadim. It's giving a good bunch of attention of EHOME towards the site. of B. The question is, will they now pull through? Because you could usually expect this is right at the moment where they're rotating over. That was well done. X-Pro, he's coming through the smoke. He's getting taken out. Wind onto a double. Same for Vadim. B slowly to finally find, after that one beautiful entry, and a Fjorn asking himself, what the hell just happened here? It is then EHOME not being able to close it out. And the problem for EHOME as well, if they're buying through right now, it could be the case. No, they don't. Okay, thankfully. Like for a second or two, I thought they could maybe go for some kind of UMP FAMAS buy, invest a lot of money for guns that are comparatively bad. Thankfully, they're doing it by Economics 101 in Counter-Strike, my favorite book to read every day. With so many pages and so many senseless things, and there's also a new chapter opened up for a few months called how to win a round when you only have $500. It's called ZZ. Either way though, EHOME with just those ZZs could probably just pick up that round number 3. Remember, actually. Remember the first thing that is so crucial. EHOME, 50% of the rounds they have picked up were actually due to force buys. Well, they have only picked up 2 rounds, so 50% is logically 1 if your calculations are good, but that doesn't mean that it is actually still not speaking for itself. And now B slowly hiding himself behind the smoke, as well as Furshit's going around and not actively checking if anyone is going to site, while B slowly could actually be taken out from short. So Furshit is waiting at B slowly, goes for the aggression and takes Ethan down to just 3 points of health. Gets a little bit problematic there. The body shot works. 7 more bullets left in the mag. And from behind, this is ones we're getting quite dangerous. Vadim as well as Fjorn are just body shots away from dying. He finds himself one. Could technically connect with the Vadim as well. And Merrick does so. Now it's only going to be down to Wind. He's 4 away from the actual site. He has no Molotov. He has no HE grenade. But the opponents, they also have no clue. One taken out. You don't need to pressure it at all. Merrick is pulling through though. Wind is taking a lot of time with this. It's taken away 4 more seconds, 3 more seconds, 2 more seconds. No! He does a 10-second defuse! And he kills him as well! Wind! That was not the proper reaction to it. Logically, pros fake, and logically sometimes they're just making trolls and fakes, but that was not a prank. This was not on camera. This was EHOME picking up the third with Merrick doing a major good performance here. Confusion starts to build up in my head, but also a lovely play from Merrick. There's no way around to call it just like that. And once more from ZZ's AKs, fully flashed with 1. Merrick taken out. Mana control could be found fairly easy. As the smoke pops towards CT. That's a good angle from Insane to pre-fire. Wind taken out. 3 left from Roar. Now it's time to reconsider. How will you play towards the B side? Because it seems like they've set the destination already. It seems like they're not disgruntled by losing 2. Funny wise, Insane rotating away. There it goes. First frag comes in from X-Pro. 2 more are alive. That is 1 ZZ playing a big anchor right here. With another flick coming in from X-Pro. The flashbang does the job. And Insane taken out as well. Fjorn somehow survives with 100 HP left, but there's a bomb to pick up. And that puts a lot of pressure onto you because you have to go back and forth, and passing CT the entire time is probably not the most comfortable thing. But he still gets onto the side and gets that bomb down. Has to play against 2 right now. Has a quite interesting angle due to the smoke. Oh. Stays just right there. Furshits! He just doesn't keep on spraying through, and now he does! Furshits then takes him out! I was not quite sure he saw where the bullets came from, but he then just didn't want to expose himself any further. My god. Round 2 once more could have easily been picked up, but he decided to not do so. Okay. Sometimes I just don't always know what's happening, but it's the magic of this. Roar Esports, just to remind you, we're up 7-1. In this round, that was not necessarily the one of EHOME. Roar could have probably achieved those double digits fairly fast. Right now, American Insane, we keep on denying that. And so Fjorn and the crew they seem to have a little bit of a problem taking that B side so fairly easy. By the way, just as we have the time, to do so, I would say a big shout out to my man Falcon, a good human being with a big belly. Those things sometimes can go according to each other. The tier CS right after the day of Astralis versus FaZe. Ah, love it. Twitch chat is a great thing. What many people don't know, it's only me, and I don't have multiple personalities. I read the chat and answer your questions most of the time. We just have a 120-second delay, which means that there's 120 seconds of delay. You get what I'm trying to tell you, right? So, with that being said, the Roar Esports sides taking their time to take a little bit off the aggression. Furshits is being expected by Bjorn, as he has the sense to read that one. In front of the gates of the A sites, X-Pro-Check as well as our Insane are standing. He needs to be slowly, he's on his own. He finds himself a double, can't connect onto any more. And now's the point in time where Insane now gonna step in. The bomb. Oh, standing in a very unfortunate angle for Ethan as he then gets taken out already. Spotted it is. Fjord not hitting the right jump to get the bomb in the end. Goes for the plant. At least finding himself a few additional dollars for the team. 7-5 turns into 7-6, and EHOME technically have the option to even take this half.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
And as it goes, will it be though EHOME doing so? I mean, it feels on the one hand like something flicked the switch at EHOME, back basically at both teams. English is a great language, by the way. And with that being said, you sometimes feel like something happened. Something happened with the teams, both of them, and there's a major change in them. Whilst I don't feel like EHOME have done major things different, it feels like they just kept on playing their classic default CT, and it's suddenly starting to work. A few debatable plays we also had off the side of Roar. So it's now First Hit has the assistance of X-Pro. He's surviving. There are only 2 alive. That's Willy Wind and Fed. The Molo not really beneficial here for Wind. Somehow has to move out as well. I remember pause being called. Vadim and his team take the time to talk about it in round number 15. Interesting timing, I would say, but logically you could talk about it before the next half starts. Now Fed is known as they've built a tower of human beings there. Another Molotov drop and X-Pro finds him 7-7, and there we got ourselves a break. And if you're kind of confused, how does this all system work? What the hell is this? It's a best of 2, who wins? Well, basically, it is a very simple way to figure this out. If you have yourself 1 win on a map and 1 loss on a map, you are, ding 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 ding, getting 1 point. And when you win both maps, you get 3 points, and when you lose both maps, you get 0. From 7-2 to possibly 7-8. A full UMP buy is something I think I've never seen, but it's somehow nice to watch. Very, very clean on the side of the terrorists. The question is, can they somehow even make it work with that, as it seems to be more of a difficult approach against 3 AKs and M4 as well as an AWP. X-Pro recently done a good job, and there's now major aggression Roar wants to bring out towards the balcony of the A side. First Hit hides himself. The bait didn't work. I'm not quite sure if Fjorn didn't have the right kind of positioning or the right kind of timing, but as the Molo comes in, that is first of all the carpet to be the home of Roar Esports. Focus is set, and Insane is disrespect majorly with that sinister and horrible Scar 20. He finds himself the entry onto Vadim, and when they all jump out, you suddenly get lost. The UMPs versus AWPs and everything else equipment-wise. That was just Fjorn tapping around to get that Scar 20 taken out of the game. Lovely to watch, and so Fjorn lost though in that round, bringing us the 8-7. Roar Esports can't connect onto anything else than 7 rounds they have picked in the beginning. And you could have said, it's their map pick. It seems like they easy got control, but EHOME's not into it at all. And next up, well, we're gonna see Mirage. In case this ends fairly soon. I'm not quite sure if that will be the case, but it possibly could be. X-Pro going very, very fast in this. Got already a bullet off his teammate. And as it goes, X-Pro first of all Nothing happening with him and his team. First hit takes a few bullets. No armor, so down to 62 he is easily. There's the entry. 2 more are alive from the Roar Esports side towards B. There he has to rotate back. You don't want to be caught out in the open. The smoke is there for first hits. You just got to throw them towards CT as fast as you can. The flashbang does his job by delaying. But they really pull through to go on to that side of A. And interestingly enough, could be now Fetna take that one. It does actually find himself. And this is not the point to stop Fed from behind. Fjorn as well. Back to the 2v2, but a few men lost during the process. And so it's got to be more and more difficult right now. Wind goes in, Wind takes that one. X-Pro on his own. He got already 3 frags. And they communicate, right? The question is, there should have been an announcement that there's one through carpet, or at least through apartments, and now he's hitting one! He's taking the ace, but he's a millisecond too late! Oh, X-Pro, this was yours! And then I felt like for a second he was just not hearing anything from his team that said apartments, because it should have been apartments very loudly announced, but seems like that was not the case. As it wasn't, there you fall short. They're now P250, still try their best, but I personally think you can pretty much forget about it. X-Pro went for the AK and lost it as fast as he got it. So Merrick and his teammate Fur, they're running out of options. Flawless, it will go for War. A weird playstyle, a weird setup. The first round, I mean, they found themselves a frag towards the B side. I kind of understand the rotation towards A, as you would think maybe they over-rotate, 3 towards B, 1 towards A. But you have less control towards A than you have towards B, so debatable is that once more the right turn. As now EHOME comes in with the AKs due to the, well, fairly early buy possibility. So EHOME, they gotta utilize that right now. They gotta already be slowly on X-Pro Shek wounded in the first 30 seconds. Patience is there. They're preparing for the B side, and there they come. Now it's got to be the AK play. 100% fine. Oh, but Xenox! It was actually Ethan taking that back. My bad. Ethan and Win finding himself so many frags towards the B side. And that free K from Ethan logically brought Roar into a situation where they can now be very comfortable laying back but still focusing in. As EHOME's buy is far away from good, I would consider that they will definitely at least go for only pistols. That means War has a good possibility to now take this home fairly easy. No mistakes allowed. EHOME, and then on the other hand, won a fairly good amount of rounds just with pistols. But they right now have no armor. Very uncomfortable feeling, as I would say, as X-Pro is eating up a grenade big time. Putting it down to 16. There here, Vadim fans. It should be pretty much sealed in that round number 19. And as I say it, Vadim falls. As I say it, Vadim falls. Now, Fetna finds one, gets denied then. The A side could be technically taken. As Fjorn could be found, the plan is at least possible. He sees the head, but still doesn't do it. 11-8, a 3-round advantage. Those guys from More Esports right now have gained. It looks kind of sinister for EHOME in case they're not picking up the number 9 for themselves right now, because then they will be sent pretty much to a spiral of economic drought. From then on, it's time to not squat in a corner, not play dilettante, but you have just nothing on the board then in the following round. Economically speaking, you'll have nothing on the board. And just from a gameplay-wise feeling, a good attitude feels different. First of all, though, full aggression coming in here from X-Pro. He's getting denied by the Molotov. He can't go further deep in Banana. As Roar expects that, they're set up more defensive towards the actual site. And I have to remind you, EHOME, I think it was around 65% of the round they have won on this map Inferno in total were actually terrorist rounds. So to all the EHOME fans, I would like to say, don't worry, but X-Pro just goes for an insane tap around the corner and says, okay, cool, I'm having no problem with pre-firing with that one, but Ethan is not really interested in it then. As there, it is going to be a Fjorn finding one as well. That tap fire was beautiful, but it's only beautiful for the frag movies. If you don't do anything with it, it's not relevant for the scoreboard. And Ethan, 2 HP onto Furshits. This man is dead with anything you put on him. So it's only down to Vadim to not be caught in any smart play of Furshits. That bomb's going to be down, and EHOME will benefit from that economically, but not only that, hopefully. Furshits is looking for more. The only thing Vadim needs is a single shot on him. Why does he have the pistol out is a legitimate question. He has an M4. So now I'm asking myself, why don't you use the M4? There it goes, Vadim falls. Furshits somehow picks up the round. You're not checking the corner where players sometimes hide themselves back here. Oh, I have the cool distance thing. Somewhere back here, and that was kind of given away here. Roar, as it could have been their number 12. Now I gotta live with the situation of not being really successful in that. Let's take a look. How long is the walking distance of CT towards the B site? 10 seconds. 63 meters. Good to know. There goes first one coming in here for Ethan, as though he gets actually quite wounded with those flames, and so it will be EHOME site. The only issue I see in case EHOME is losing that one is that their economy will be pretty much down to nothing as they are reset. Same goes for Roar though. As Roar have 300 onto a few and then 3,000 onto wind, but the rest fairly slim and bad wallets. There will be an EHOME taking a lot of time. Molotov blocking him off a bit, and now Adam finds himself the first of the Furshits. Do a little bit more work, as it is will be actually be slowly coming around the corner very soon, but they're attacking from all angles. Very well fought here from Vadim. One more to go. It is close by, and that is insane. He can't connect the shot onto him. Problematic it is for Fjorn, but the teammate is there. Flawless somehow. Roar is picking up every single player. 2,900 is the maximum X Pro, and we see right now this will be a force coming in from EHOME, as it seemingly otherwise would be a double eco to buy something up properly. The issue though is if they don't find themselves that one, they're up or more likely down to $0, 13 to 9 for Roar. Then they have to eco possibly a 14 to 9. They're not even the best buy for EHOME. As it goes, first entry is coming here in from B slowly. And as fast as possible. EHOME wants to use this. The issue though, they're only having pistols. Now going in such an exposed position, which doesn't seem to be 100% predictable, but very easy to take out from. It might be an issue. There's a major flash, and slowly, oh, he finds him with that. And now there needs to be a spray coming in from Fjord. Does he make it? No, he does not. And so it will just bring us down to a 2 versus 3. The back and forth in those games is just insane. Fed trying his best, Vadim coming now through construction. And the Mono barely cares, down to 2 HP he is. And that means that Fed basically needs to do it himself. Smoke pops. Fett and Vadim rotating off. They're not interested in any further action. This was a force of EHOME. And one thing I don't 100% understand, and you might be able to help me, the flashbang on Banana, we can all agree that that was a good idea. Flashing here is nice and cool and everything. 5 players were flashed. In the end, one of the Roar Esports guys, they got taken out. So, my argumentation would be, you've lost yourself one, that's not cool. One rotates over. Why do you not do a crossfire with full automatic guns that would work easier? Like, for example, put yourself back here. The opponents probably will have no real utility, so you can just peek around left and right and have a teammate maybe somewhere towards coffins or so, making it work. I'm a little bit confused by that, as that was kind of given away in the end. And as neither of the teams can really profit from a shining economy, it comes just down to having once more those tight rounds secured for them. And Roar, in case they're losing this, the economic situation will not allow them to buy anything proper up. EHOME will probably take the 12 to 12 then in total, or go even further. So it's time to play by the book. And also be a good reader. Maybe hire Morgan Freeman for that, but... as we're seeing it, 60 seconds left. Adam wants to take an aggression. Rips off the head of B slowly. First of all, that was beautiful. That's the way to take out your first opponent on the side of EHOME. And as the smoke pops in the direction of Vadim, he already repositioned himself. 40 more seconds to make it work. There's no more time to sell this as a fake EHOME. Molo goes deep. It does its job well. Another Molo, if I'm not totally wrong, is there on to win. So once that smoke fades, That would be the perfect time to do so. There he pops another one, and so the limited movement is not making it 100% comfortable. There's another one coming in. Oh, and Vadim, he whiffs a shot that would have been so crucial to now hit it. But Ethan with UMP on 1, 2, but no, only 4 hits alive. He's getting taken out from CT. EHOME cannot secure themselves number 11, so that will bring them down to 2 players barely having anything on the boards. And there we have seen how much those very late plays can sometimes break your neck. Your opponent suddenly still has a good bunch of utility. Roar proved it, 2 Molotovs, and 2 Molotovs that made it 100% work there in the end. And this is the point in time where everything is still possible. Those CZs were so majorly successful and brought victories on the board for EHOME in the previous rounds we had. They can continue to do like this, is what we're going to be seeing here in round number 24. As Ethan as well as Wind have themselves good positioning. The flashbang pops. Oh no, and now Ethan, you gotta do it for a teammate. That doesn't work. And that bomb will go down either way, and M4 could be picked up by MaxPro, and that is actually the case. This one player is still back on the A site, and that is insane. If he hits the right timing, he could do major damage onto Roar Esports. Slowly but steadily, Fet9 is coming in, and then from behind, the first one is to come. Oh, insane, he picks up the frag. That means it's only Fet9 alive, and he has to find a few more than just one. That will be EHOME taking this. It will be EHOME find themselves that round, and it's insane that this back and forth consistently is even existing. Roar's economy as much down the drain as it used to be from EHOME in the previous round, and logically, that is portentous for the CTs. And though, logically, EHOME has a great buy actually up and running, I just hope. I just really, really hope that EHOME has learned from all of this and are not going to do a last 30 seconds play. The CZs at that point can become very lethal when a panicking situation occurs. Talking about that, Fjorn on the other side of the map is able to pick up Insane. First one is spotted. On the top, there's one more to find. That was not enough frags to actually get. So it will be only Fjorn and Fed being able to run onto the side of B. I'm not quite sure why Fjorn still holds himself actually towards A. Going separate from each other, makes it just a little bit harder than really necessary. There, Fjorn. Okay, I understand your thought process right now. That was my bad then. Picking up the AK he has gained from killing one of the players. So now, Fat tries on one. Actually dings Merrick as I've seen it, but otherwise, bro sights not bringing anything through. And with a lot of those plays, you're still asking yourself, how are they even being supported? How is it just okay that few of those players are even existent and that they even work out? But as EHOME as well as Roar have delivered us very interesting stuff so far. And Roar had many opportunities to close this out in the first half, as well as in this one. Seems like something is going heavily wrong with Roar against pistols, first of all, but also consistency-wise. And I'm not quite sure if that is the best of an idea. It is actually working out fine, and I think Fjorn is surely not expected, but he doesn't hit the shot there. It's just making it so sad. He was the only one carrying around the kit. He was the only one carrying around an AK. as they don't want to pick up that rifle. You have to somehow run there. And once that Molotov fades away, the AK is being picked up. Ethan can grab it, gives it to his teammates, and now do something with it, Fed. Do something. "55 more seconds. EHOME have dedicated to none of the sites yet. Adam will not meet with Insane so soon, but as he goes towards Boiler, a few of them are expecting him, possibly towards middle. And Adam, he can't jump down without making noise, so that is already a little bit of a manco right here. X-Pro finds himself doing that in the process. Ethan, as well as Vadim, now finally gets taken out as well. Wind is able to retrieve himself one. Same goes with Fed. So keeping the rifles there for the next round will help them just a bit. Gotta bring us Roar Esports in a tie situation. They never wanted this to happen. Surely they didn't want to. But as those rounds they have given away, that's something you gotta live with then. As there would have been a lot more things possible to close this out sooner, to arrive at the party in the right kind of fashion and not wear something weird. And as EHOME secures the tie, they possibly could go and advance. As there goes at least one. Fed can keep his AK. Monka Z. Classic. But I actually expected Monka X, but either way, doesn't matter which Monka. It's gotta be one of the teams now taking that lead. Economically speaking, it would be beneficial for EHOME to figure a way to beat Roar Esports, because then you'll see a CT team barely having anything on the board and anything in their bank accounts. And that seems to be the first aggression now coming in from X-Pro. Wants to find himself one of the individuals on the site. That gets denied though. Vadim with this AWP hitting X-Pro at the right time. As Fed staying back on the site together with his teammate Fjorn. They have a fairly good crossfire. The question is how good can those guys from EHOME react to it. Marek is a sick individual that possibly could find those shots together with his team. So now trying to evaluate where they all come from. They only have 35 more seconds left. And there's the first one to come. There should be now the knowledge for B slowly onto two. But one more to find. And that now needs to be Fed. He gets himself another one. He's already onto a double. But can he get onto a third? It doesn't seem to be the case, as he gets then taken out by the site. The 2v2 is there. The CTs somehow have to perform quiet, well, and decent as Wind gets taken out. Vadim is the last one to be alive, and I hardly imagine that he will be the one finding both, as this gun is not the right tool to go into close-range clutch duels. If it says, okay, I think he's not very happy. Vadim just waits for the peak of Insane. Goes around. And then he rotates away. Keep that AWP back in your hands. Don't let it be slapped away by the opponent. And he rather does that, losing it in an unnecessary process of an aggression. So it will be EHOME taking that 14-13. There you see quite mixed CT economy, with two actually only having the real option to buy up. And as it goes, 14-13. And Roar Esports seems like that team that could have actually picked it up quite early is falling short due to just simple bad concentration, bad focus, bad way to bring it home. And that is making it all kind of sad because it was their map pick first of all. And we might see them falling short because if EHOME is able to pick that up, there's barely anything left in the wallets of them. Ethan already grabs his first shots, not to his favor. The nade bounces back and the rotation comes in. Not the smartest move, to be very fair. Looking at the aggression against Merrick, that could have been done way better with a flashbang as an assistance. 3 players though are on the B site. Makes A fairly vulnerable. And Furshit seems to utilize that exactly the way, together with his teammates, as the bomb is still there in middle and 55 seconds are left. There is information giving. He knows about to. Furshit needs to hit his shots because otherwise it might all fall short. There he goes, 1-1. But back on the site. A lot of team damage there. That bomb goes down though. 3 versus 3. And I'm not quite sure if Furshit spotted Ethan there. Can only hope actually that he did. Now peek out together. Don't let your teammate die. In the end, they come from shorts. Roar Esports with number 14. After so many rounds, they finally pick it up. They finally are able to come back into this. Will we possibly have an overtime? That's the question. EHOME still have money. Or gathered a bit for that round. And so it will be that 14-14, round number 29. Where it's going to be decided if we have a 16-14 for one of the teams soon. Or if it goes the other way. Simple to explain. If Roar is the team that will actually lose this round, their economy, they're pretty much shattered like glass on the ground. Whilst we have an EHOME having a good economic buffer, having a better opportunity to go into overtime in case they're losing round number 29 right now. What will happen in the end is a different story. It will be though last 45 seconds used wisely for a good aggression or everything falling and crumbling due to the pressure that has been built up with this. You have to see you have 35 more seconds. It's time to make it work. And the issue I'm seeing right here is Roar are not falling for fakes so fairly easy. They rather rotate one player towards the B side, which is interesting to see. They read that one. But they read too far. Way too many lines ahead they are. And so it's got to be, first of all, a Fjorn to find as well as a player on site. They have only 15 more seconds to make their move. And the issue right now is that they're taking way too much time with this. Bomb is dropped. And bomb has to be picked up quickly. You only have 10 more seconds to do the plant. And he does so. Gets that one down. And Ethan is not there in time. There he comes from behind. Insane whiffs his spray. So X-Pro, he comes in time. Ethan pulls through. No! You can't do this! EHOME! That was just magic Roar performed there, kind of, as they were just having enough distraction on both of the individuals. Roar pick up number 15 with losing every single individual there on the battlefield. It's incredible stuff we're seeing, and I don't know what is going to happen right here in the end. And as we see, that's something I find extremely worrying. Actually, no one... Madden does it. Okay, for 1 second I thought no one is going to buy up a kit. Thankfully, that has just happened. Now will the CTs connect onto the decent performance of the previous round? Or will EHOME figure a way to take over any of the bomb sites? Next row, then tapping away Random. That is an AWP taken out. I'm taking a lot of time with the aggression once more. Only one player towards B. It's time to actually make a rotation, as B is only defended by one. Getting a little tricky, and I'm not quite sure if Wind peeking is the best option there. Marek taken out. There's another one to come. So Roar Esports got to retake this, and that's fairly hard. There, Ethan has a hard time. A full flash opponent, he gets himself. 4 shits as well as X-Pro. They now need to do the work. And 100% perfect, they need to do the work. As there is only one X-Pro left. They have no kit. They gotta make it work. And Fed, he might run into a very tricky situation. He needs to be quick and fast about this. And he doesn't do it. We got the overtime set. 15-15. Henlu Caster GM. I don't know what that means. But hello everyone. Good morning. At least here from Germany, good morning. My name is Sesht, if you didn't know yet. And we're watching Overtime number 1 from Roar as well as EHOME. And I think we could all honestly debate that EHOME or either Roar could have taken this one home fairly earlier. Close one. Ethan finds himself B slowly, who already took down his teammate Win. So we get ourselves overtime in hand. Not quite sure what else is going to happen with this. There, Venom finds himself X-Pro. On the other side of the map, Fjorn gets taken out. The bomb is directed towards A. There even finds first hits, but this is going to be at least the info. There's not much more coming. So you should at least find it. Marek with the arrow to Fed. But the bomb's going down either way. So as it goes, there is going to be the defuse Roar starting off 16-15. And I think you have noticed it as well as much as I did. A very late plays for EHOME are always very, very close and kind of worrying the way it is.
Counter-terrorists win.
That's at 16-15. Could be good I mean, we got 16k overtime, so money is never a problem. But on the other hand, can Roar use that? Can Roar get themselves that certain bit of control or not? To find yourself number... Well, say it like this, number 17. Because you logically want number 17. Roar able to close it out or not? This is their map pick. This is now their decision. This is the point where they need to make it work. And EHOME, as they've already lost 2, it will be a little bit tougher for them, especially as in case Vadim hits his shots. The fully Chinese Taiwan side has a problem. First shit's taken out. The double is coming in from Vadim, and that is a crucial bit of Drax he's finding. There they make it work. 17-15. 2 more to go. And if Roar is picking up that one as well, it should be too much of a problem to then be successful during the second half. Because if you remember, it was 7-2 originally during the first half for Roar. So T-side qualities they have shown us. They were present during that time. Not majorly, but they were. That 17-15 is now bringing us a very fast-paced EHOME suddenly. They're already into middle. They've conquered that area. Now the rotation comes in fairly fast. One to come. A second one as well. Fjorn does major work right now as he jumps down. And Vadim is there as well. That is pretty much over and done. The first half is set, except Furshitz with 26 HP is finding himself anymore. Gets himself actually Vadim. He's already on a triple kill, and 2 more are here to find. If he hits the right angles, then he might be able to do so. Both are peeking the same way. He finds himself the few shots there. With Fjorn with a triple. 15-18. I just realized, after this game I will switch over to my face, which you can decide how you find it, but I haven't made my hair. It's a bad hair day, as some would say. Do only guys, do only women have bad hair day? I've never asked. No. I don't really care about too much. I don't have long hair, so... Bad hair day, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a good tea day, though. As that Molotov missed its target, obviously. So as Roar seems to close out their map pick fairly late, they first of all need to do it actually. And there... I'm not 100% sure yet. There finally comes the grenade. No, it doesn't. I thought that would actually be a cool tool. But as they already forced EHOME back more towards the site, CT Smoke find themselves one. And there is now the announcement. There is an AWP back on the site. A flashbang that barely does make it work. A smoke that is not thrown yet. And it'll be picked up by Wins. CT Smoke now popped. Can't force in rotation. B slowly finds himself one. So the 3 versus 5 should go in favor of EHOME. The first round they will gather during this overtime. That's your 15 more seconds. You can pretty much forget that. No chance. You can save those guns. And first of all, there's no actual reason in saving those guns because you have nothing left anyway. But then doing it in the last few seconds, 100%. That is not working out. His time is already taken away. He finds himself 1. And I have to say, I don't 100% understand that. There, EHOME. They're 2 rounds away from getting themselves into another overtime. The question is, will that actually be the case? Merrick down to 32. They've got them to CT up, quiet and wounded here. As it there comes, Wind. Pop a smoke towards CT. Doesn't want to do so at the moment, rather keeps Vadim there to spot out any possibilities of players, and so even keeps the focus there. Smoke pops, doesn't do a major difference. No one rotating yet, but X-Pro having a good positioning to directly go to CT spawn, as we see that he exactly does that. And suddenly 3 players are back on the B site. 40 more seconds, and I just want to remind you that time plays a crucial role in Counter-Strike Global Offensive. 36 more seconds. Just 36 more seconds, and now they gotta make it work. The first one to come. What are you doing? Fat is not checking the corner properly. He just walks in and says, like, whatever. I don't care. There comes the first from Vadim. Has to look above. He finds the no-scope. That was a sick shot. Another one waits back into construction. Who then finds Fjorn. The bomb has been planted. 3 versus 2. You got to be kidding me right now. Deep from Banana, one comes. An X-Pro Shack. Who's fully smoked off, and there seems to be no awareness towards Banana at the moment. B slowly will come there soon. Now, finally, Vadim has understood the kind of thought process behind that retake. Ethan, he'll need to take X-Pro Shack. He's by his side, and he finds him in the end together with the Opera, who takes down 4. Insane work there from Vadim in round number 5 of the first overtime, and that brings us into a situation where we didn't probably believe at one point that War's going to take it, then that EHOME's going to take it, and then we're back at it with a 19-16 overtime victory by the guys from Russia and also China. My name is Sesht. That was map number 1. We'll go into a little break. We'll see each other in a second there, and till then, grab yourself something to drink, something to eat, just something you can have a break with, and we're going to enjoy Mirage.
LootBet, online esports betting. Dota, CSGO, Overwatch, Hearthstone, and many more. Bet on tournament matches or in-game events while viewing them live. Deposit using money, bitcoins, or even skins. Join LootBet now. Use the code you see here when you deposit.